Welcome everyone to another AFK video. Today I wanted to do something new. Ever since the Gundam TCG released back in the summer, I've gotten really into it, and so I've been collecting cards and playing at locals. Gundam is one of my favorite anime franchises, so I was really happy to see that it was getting a card game. I also really like how everyone's love for Gundam really bleeds into the game when I've played at locals. Since I've gotten better at playing the game, I wanted to look at some of the upcoming cards that were revealed recently. Disclaimer, I am not a pro and I don't pretend to be. I like building decks that I find fun with cards I like, so while a card might not be competitively viable, I might still look at it as a fun build around. With that out of the way, let's look at our first card today, Exia Gundam, specifically the Legend Rare from the Celestial Drive starter deck. While it wasn't a secret that Gundam 00 was going to make its debut in Set 3, as Bandai has had a roadmap going through April of 2026, it is nice to finally see some of the cards that are going to be in the starter deck. LR Exia, who I'm going to be referring to from now on as Big Exia, is a purple level 5 4-cost unit that reads, at the end of your turn, if there are 7 or more Celestial Being cards in your trash, choose one of your resources, set it as active. When paired, place the top 2 cards of your deck into your trash. If you place a Celestial Being card with this effect, draw 1. This card links with Setsuna obviously, and is a 4/4. Alright, so off the bat we get an idea of what the 00 deck wants to do, and that's mill Celestial Being cards. Once we have 7 of them in our trash, we can restand one of our resources at the end of the turn. While not as proactive as Soletta, it does allow us to ready a resource to use combat tricks on your opponent's turn. As it stands now though, there aren't a lot of options in purple to use during the action phase. Depending on what you choose to pair this with though, it can be a lot stronger. White has access to Unforeseen Incident and the Witch and the Bride. Red has access to Close Combat. It just depends what route you want to go with your deck. Now, the second ability is an on-pair ability, so under normal circumstances you're only going to be able to do this once. Milling 2 is nice because it moves your game plan forward, and hitting a Celestial Being unit is even better because you'll also get to draw a card. Card advantage, always good. It is on par with other level 5 4-cost at 4/4, so a solid card all around in my opinion. It has some obvious similarities to the Vulture archetype from GDO2, though their condition is a bit more relaxed. If you plan on using them both together, I would avoid putting too many Vulture units in a deck with it because the Celestial Being cards want Celestial Being cards specifically in the trash. Outside of the AP bonus, this doesn't offer any combat utility on its own, and it's rather frail at 5 HP. So in the late game, you can just trade it away into one of your opponent's big threats. Alright, let's have a look at Setsuna now. Setsuna F. Seiei is a purple level 1 cost pilot. He gives +2/+1, which makes sense because he's a more aggressively oriented pilot in the show, and on attack he gives an additional AP +1. But if there's 7 or more Celestial Being cards in your trash, all of your Celestial Being units get AP +1 instead. So, on attack, he turns Exia into a 7/5. 7 AP is generally enough to take down most threats in the game outside of some particularly beefy units like Linked Wing Zero Gundam and some variations of paired Freedom Gundam. Finally, let's talk about Little Exia. It seems as though the starter deck will have 2 versions of Exia, which is great. This is a purple level 4 2-cost unit. No effects, links with Setsuna, 4/3 stat line. So this has a good aggressive base stats. Being able to play this a turn earlier than Big Exia can help you set up some board presence or take down a base if you have the link. The fact that this has the same AP as Big Exia means that they're rather interchangeable if you don't need the AP +1 utility. Now on turn 4, there's nothing big enough to justify the 7 AP monster. Overall, I really like these cards. The art all looks fantastic, and I can't wait to see Big Exia in person, to see the texturing and foiling on the card. These feel like aggressive cards, which is good since Exia Setsuna as a combo should be. Let me know what you guys think about these cards in the comments. What colors do you plan on running with the 00 cards? Well, let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next video.